All right, so today we're going to dive into something I think is, well, it's fascinating, but also super misunderstood. We're talking about extreme self-reliance. You know those people who just absolutely hate asking for help, even when they're clearly drowning? Yeah, let's get into why that is.
I mean, think about it for a second. Have you ever been in that spot? You're completely overwhelmed, totally struggling, and someone offers a hand, but your mouth just automatically says, "Nope, I've got it." It's like a reflex, right? We're going to unpack exactly where that comes from.
Okay, so to really get this, we've got to go back to the beginning, like the original blueprint. This isn't just some random personality quirk. No, it's a whole psychological structure, something that was carefully built a long, long time ago. And it was built for one reason: protection.
And here's the twist, the thing most people get wrong. This deep, deep need to do everything by yourself, it's not really about showing off how strong you are. It's actually a learned survival skill. It's a defense mechanism that was forged out of pure necessity.
There's a term for this, actually. Psychologists sometimes call it survival independence, and it usually takes root way back in childhood, when a kid learns a really tough lesson, that help might not be coming. Maybe support was unreliable, or just not there. So, what do? You adapt. You learn that depending on other people is a pretty risky bet.
And that lesson, it hardens into a core belief. It gets locked in deep down. A quiet but really powerful conclusion that ends up shaping pretty much everything in their adult life. How they handle relationships, who they trust, how they face challenges, it all comes back to this. So how does that childhood blueprint actually play out when you're an adult? Well, it tends to show up in 5 really distinct ways. You could almost call them signatures. These are the signatures of that survival-based independence. Let's break them down.
Yep, there are 5 key signatures we're going to walk through. Let's jump right in with the first one.
All right, signature number 1. You are an absolute master at downplaying your own needs. You just aggressively minimize any struggle. And it makes sense, right? If you pretend you don't have any needs, you never have to risk asking for help and then not getting it. It's a preemptive strike against disappointment. And this becomes your anthem. It's more than just words. It's like a verbal fortress that keeps everyone at arm's length. It reinforces that image that you are a totally self-contained, self-sufficient unit.
And here's where it gets kind of weird. Signature number 2. You feel intense discomfort when you actually receive help. You'd think it would be a relief, right? But no. Instead, it can feel super uncomfortable, almost threatening. Like now you owe someone, or you feel ashamed that you couldn't handle it on your own.
Saying something like this, it's an immediate attempt to rebalance the scales. You're trying to downplay the help, to diminish the kindness, basically sending a signal that says, "Thanks, but let's not make a habit of this."
Now, signature number 3 gets a little more extreme. You would genuinely rather fail completely on your own than succeed with someone's help. Think about that. The internal rulebook is so strict that succeeding independently is more important than succeeding at all. Asking for help feels like the real failure.
And no, this isn't just about being stubborn. It runs way deeper. It's about protecting the very core of your identity. An identity that was built on one single premise. I am the person who figures things out, alone.
Which brings us to signature number 4. You know what role feels a whole lot safer than needing help? Being the helper. You become the strong friend, the go-to problem solver for everyone else. It's brilliant, really. You get to be connected to people, but always from a position of strength and control, where you're the one giving support, never needing it.
This is the classic language of the caretaker, isn't it? It reinforces your role as the capable one, the one in charge, and it very neatly dodges any scenario where you might have to show your own cards, your own vulnerability.
Okay, and that brings us to our 5th and final signature. You have an almost allergic reaction to delegating. I mean, you find it extremely difficult. This comes straight from that core childhood belief. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Trusting other people to handle something important, it feels, well, almost impossible.
And look, on the surface, this sounds so practical, right? So efficient. But what's really going on underneath? It's a broadcast of that core belief. I can't truly count on anyone else. It just feels safer to carry the whole load yourself, even if it's crushing you.
So, what's the catch? What's the downside to being this strong? Well, there's a huge, often hidden cost. It's a really painful paradox, actually.
Okay, so check this out. On the outside, everyone sees you as a rock. You're the capable one, the reliable one, the friend who has it all together. But what's happening on the inside? It's a completely different story.
It's isolation, it's burnout, it's this deep, nagging loneliness, and the constant fear of being a burden. It's like you're carrying the weight of the world, all by yourself. So where do we go from here? How should we think about all this? I think it's so important to reframe what this pattern actually means. Because it's not about being broken, not at all. It's about being a survivor.
And honestly, if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. If any of this is hitting home for you, please know this is not a character flaw. Hyperindependence is a brilliant, powerful, and totally logical strategy that you developed to protect yourself when you absolutely had to. It's a testament to your resilience.
And that leaves us with one final thought, a question to chew on. That strategy, it worked. It got you here, which is incredible. But what could happen? What new doors might open if that powerful old survival skill could learn to make just a little bit of room for vulnerability?